Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Brennan again. I'm here in my office today. Look at this thing, pretty impressive, right? If you want to see something really impressive, subscribe to my pay channel. But in all seriousness, I'm here making a question and answer video. After my video yesterday, a few of you had mentioned that you wanted to see more Q&As, and that's exactly what I'll do now. I haven't been doing a lot of them because I typically would reserve them for when I travel. However, I haven't been traveling a lot lately, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Now, this particular Q&A was asked on the Campbell Fitness Facebook page. Just easier for me because I can reference my computer, which is right here, that you can't necessarily see, but just take my word for it. It's easier for me to see on this computer rather than going to Instagram or something like that. And typically I only answer the first 10 to 15 questions. So this is basically just a glorious plug for you to follow me. Plug me? No, I should plug you. Getting ahead of myself here. Follow me on the Campbell Fitness Facebook page if you want to participate in these. Next time I will do one on Instagram or something like that. However, so let's go ahead and just jump right into these questions. The first question is from Ryan Salvador. He says, when are you going to compete again? This is a question I've been getting quite a lot recently, and it sucks because I thought I would have already competed. In fact, I think this Saturday I'm going to go to a powerlifting competition to watch Nick Wright's meet. M-E-A-T or M-E-E-T? You be the judge. But in all seriousness, I thought I'd probably compete around this time as well. However, my training got a little bit of derailing. After my several cycles of BBSM, my body was just beat up. I tried to take my own way into it and I kind of progressed too fast. I ended up messing up my hip just a little bit, and I'm slowly working my way back up. So I'm not going to rush my training just for the sake of doing a meet. I want to kind of get myself back up and back to a level that I want to compete at rather than just testing my strength. I really want to work on building it first. So hopefully within the first quarter of 2015. Next question, do your coworkers watch your videos? I think some of them do, I think some of them don't. I actually have it on my LinkedIn profile, so anyone who follows me through a professional business venture can actually see that as well. For example, my boss knows I have a channel, he asks me about it all the time. I have several coworkers who keep up to date on all of my videos and some who just watch on occasion. Doesn't really bother me. I know the language isn't necessarily always good, as is evident in this video already. But I try to separate the two, so I don't do my Campbell Fitness stuff at work and I don't do my work stuff when I'm home doing Campbell Fitness. You know, when I leave work, I leave work. So I try to keep the two very separate. The next, my man, Billy Luther, next meet, what federation? So again, I answered the meet question already. As far as the federation, it doesn't really matter to me. I will do whichever one is closest to me. That's my main concern. I'm not someone here who would only compete in a certain federation because of certain rules or stipulations. For me, I just like competing and trying to better my own personal numbers, so it doesn't really matter to me so much. So just whatever is available. Next question from Joe Valadez. Do you really dislike Max, or is it all good? Now, I like Max a lot. He is someone I talk to almost on a daily basis off of YouTube. It's kind of one of those things where you just pick on the people that you like the best. I feel like we're good enough friends where it's trolling, but it's in a fun manner. He does the same back to me, and I do consider him a good friend. Next question, if you had to give one piece of advice for life in general, not just lifting, what would it be? Well, this is actually going to be the same advice that my mother gave to me when I was going away to my very first day of college. So I was moving away from home, going to college. We were driving in the car, pretty long car trip, and she kind of turned the radio down because she was driving, and she looked at me and said, Brandon, if a girl says no, she means no. And literally, I think that was my sex talk with my mother as well, but that advice is always good to pass on. If someone says no, they mean no. I'm looking at you, Bill Cosby. No one wants your pudding pops, buddy. Next question on here. Oh my God, I'm within the first 15. Cannot think of a question. Coming to England anytime soon. So no, I'm not, and this is something that I really wanted to do. I thought I'd get to Europe this year for work. It just hasn't happened. As well as that, my sister was stationed over in England for a little while with the Army. It just never happened, never materialized, but I would like to get over there sometime soon. So hopefully 2015, you know, maybe if I was more aesthetic, Gymshark would put me in some of their spandex clothing and send me over there, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Next question from Greg Robinson. What up, DUP? Is your calf bigger than Tuning's quads? Now, I don't know if this is a knock against my small quads, small calves. I'm just used to everything on me being small. Or Max's big, big legs. But either way, I would say they're probably somewhat similar in all seriousness. Next question, got any glute tats? Serious? No, I do not have any glute tats. However, I tat a lot of glutes. You know what I'm saying? Next question, should I box squat for a bigger squat? And I cannot pronounce your name, it looks like a bunch of Russian lettering, but I don't think so. If you're an equipped lifter, I think box squats help more for this. For the most part, I don't think a lot of people should be box squatting. I personally like to do a variation of a box squat where you use it just more for depth and for kind of the sake of knowing there's something beneath you to catch you. And this is what I do all the time if I'm trying to reset my squat form or technique, or if I'm taking someone into the gym for the first time that's never squatted. I'll usually throw a bench actually underneath them or a box and have them squat to that, number one, for depth's sake. But number two, I find that people are much more comfortable when they know there's something there to catch them. Next one from my man, Rodrigo Manzo. More calves, please. Well, I have to have calves to give you some, so I can't do that just yet, but I'll work on that. Next question, will you send me $50 because you're nice like that? If I had $50, I still wouldn't send it to you. I'm nice? I'm not that nice. Next question from Jake, injury history, minor and major, how you've had to recover from them and how long that was. Having labrum shoulder surgery. Tongue twisters. Next month, myself, with an expected recovery time of 6 to 8 months before I can lift again, and used to do every shoulder joint health prehab you can imagine. My reading skills are not on point. I apologize. I should make this font bigger. I haven't had any tremendous injuries, I would say, in my lifting career, and that's only because I can still lift. I do have bone spurs on my lower spine, and because of that, I was told I shouldn't lift anything heavy again. Some might argue I still don't lift anything heavy now, but I was told no deadlifts, no squats, and this was probably like 8 or 9 years ago. And for a while there, I stopped deadlifting and stopped squatting, but I kind of put it in my mind that I got to get back into it. I got to set my mind right. I'm going to start from scratch. So just the bar and slowly work my way up, having my form be a little bit better, because I think that's what led to my injury. And since then, my back has actually never felt better. It's been a lot stronger. But that's the only real major one that I can think of. As far as you go, 6 to 8 months, man, that sucks. I feel for you. But just think, lifting takes place in the long term, gains take place in the long term, and better to be healthy and be able to lift than to just keep getting hurt because you're rushing it back too soon. Next question, will you adopt me? No, I will not. Can rarely take care of myself, let alone you, Tim Curl. Not yet. Kim Turl. Threw me off there with your name. You had several different names on here. Next question from Sean McCarthy. No squat rack in gym that I have to use for the next 4 months. Is the Smith machine acceptable? Maybe use light overhead barbell squats to keep everything in line. You gotta do what you gotta do. Again, relating back to what I said, this stuff takes place in the long term, so 4 months in the grand scheme of things isn't anything too bad. If you have to use this machine, that's really a personal choice, up to you. I have squatted in there before. I personally don't like it. I find myself, if I go heavy, form tends to break down, and because you're in a locked kind of track of motion, other things seem to shift instead, and that can usually lead to me snapping my shit up. Next question, do I have skinny cuts or bulky cuts? Neither, you have chunky cuts, Matt Obadiah. Again, can't read, I apologize. Next question from Florian, why are you wearing caps all the time? I have no idea what you're talking about. But in all seriousness, it is cold here now, hence this kind of cap, and I don't necessarily keep the heat very jacked up at my house. But more importantly, this bald head gets cold all the time, even in things like summer, and it's just kind of a comfort thing. And surprisingly enough, if you stalk me and watch me a lot, you'll know at work, obviously I can't wear a cap to work in an office setting, and outside in my normal day-to-day life, if I'm not going to the gym or something like that or just hanging out, I will not have a hat on. But literally, I think it's just comfortable. So it makes me look better. Used to probably be more of an insecurity thing, but I don't really care anymore these days. Honestly, I just like the way it feels. That's what she said, and we're gonna move on from here. Next question, what's your favorite gym equipment accessory? So one of the things that I have liked a lot recently is just main. All right, a little bit of a snafu because this mic messed up and I didn't check the settings that right, so it actually wasn't recording. Strong on my part. So we're gonna go off of the onboard mic on that camera. Just know that you'll probably hear some of those focusing noises every now and then. So back to the question, favorite gym accessory, I would have to say pause squats or deficit deadlifts have been a key lately in what I've been doing, and I've really liked them. Next question, can you flex your quads on camera? I actually do every time that I lift. They're always being flexed, whether I'm doing bench press or deadlifts or squats. I'm flexing those little guys. Keyword there is little. Next question, what shampoo do you use? Whatever the Beyonce buys. This hair, surprisingly enough, does not take a lot to actually upkeep it. I know, mind blown. Next question, rim job, yay or nay? Simon Zopf wants to know. Well, Simon, are you giving or receiving? Because that, my friend, could change the context of that question dramatically. Next question, how often do you pepper that Angus? It's pepper thy Angus, and 3 to 4 times a week. Last question, do you even lift? Yes, but not well. So that's gonna wrap up this Q&A, this session. Again, follow me on the Campbell Fitness Facebook page or Instagram if you want your question answered. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching and stay big.